Good evening. My name is Muhindo Landas, a student of Uganda Matters University. I'm going to exhibit the visual aids that I would ably use to deliver a geography lesson to Senior 1 students during the course of Term 3. The number of students in my class are 45. The topic that I would handle would be soil erosion. And under this topic, I would handle the following subtopics. 1. Types of soil erosion. 2. Causes of soil erosion. 3. Effects of soil erosion. And 4. The control measures of soil erosion. My Senior 1 class is generally characterized by the following. 1. My learners are between the age of 13 and 16. 2. They exhibit diverse learning preferences. Some prefer visual aids, while others respond better to hands-on activities. My learners are beginning to develop higher-order thinking skills and the ability to understand abstract concepts. My learners are also influenced by their peers, and they are more responsive in collaborative learning contexts. They can understand the relationship between causes and effects, a phenomenon that is very vital for discussing and understanding soil erosion. My learners are in a position to connect new information about soil erosion to existing knowledge about land use patterns in Uganda or even in East Africa. Academically, my learners have the following characteristics. They depend on visual aids and concrete examples for easy understanding. They have limited experience with advanced geographical tools like the Geographical Information System and data analysis. They are developing research and communication skills. They are very curious with a desire for real-world connections. In my class, there are some students who have specific education needs that are significant enough to require the use of visual aids. 1. There are some learners who have difficulty with focusing and paying attention. These learners find it hard to follow lengthy theoretical instructions and find it hard to stay engaged with theoretical discussions. The only intervention for these beloved learners of mine is the use of visual aids. 2. Some learners find challenges with reading comprehension and textual understanding. They find it hard processing large amounts of textual information. This is challenging when learning detailed descriptions of processes like the impact of soil erosion on ecosystems. Visual aids like simplified diagrams, photographs, maps, posters, realias, and guided worksheets will be handy in helping them to learn something in class. To introduce my learners to the concept of soil erosion in East Africa, in Uganda, I would use the following visual aids: maps, photographs, posters, and guided worksheets to show them the different types of erosion. And one I would use of Uganda, as you can see it here, to provide my learners with the spatial context of erosion so that they are able to connect the concept of erosion to physical environment. These maps would come in handy during the introduction part of my lesson. The reddish parts are the parts that are prone to erosion in Uganda. I would provide them with another map showing some other East African countries and other countries that are prone to soil erosion. To show them the different types of erosion, I would use photographs. These real-world photographs will create a direct connection to the topic, and I would use these photographs during the explanations. For instance, that first photograph shows the image of real erosion. That one brings us to sheet erosion. That one shows us gully erosion and presents a highly eroded gully. That is another picture of gully erosion. That one shows wind erosion, how dust is flying in the skies, still wind erosion, and another picture of real erosion. Posters. I would also use posters at the end of my lesson to serve as a continuous visual reference in the classroom to reinforce learning. This poster would be pinned on the wall at the end of the lesson so that my learners can make reference to it about the types of soil erosion. At the end of my lesson, I would use another visual aid of a guided worksheet on the types of soil erosion. This guided worksheet would encourage active participation in learning and reinforce concepts through writing and visual engagement. At the end of the lesson, the learners would fill in the gaps to assess understanding and retention. That would mark the end of the first subtopic, which is the types of soil erosion. Subtopic number 2, causes of soil erosion. Under this, I would use the first visual aid, which is a concept map showing the causes of soil erosion. I would use this to help learners understand how different concepts like the natural and human factors interact to cause erosion. I would basically use this to introduce the natural and human causes of soil erosion to the learners. Number 3, I would use a video to help the learners visualize processes that may be complex to understand through static images. These would be applied at the introductory part of my lesson about the causes of soil erosion. Visual aid number 4 about the causes of soil erosion. I would use a realia of water and soil to demonstrate erosion through water runoff and capture students' attention. Basically, I would use this in explanation of natural causes. There you see, we assume it's raining and the water is moving down the slope with soil. That would help in explaining to the learners how water contributes to soil erosion. I would also use a poster about the causes of soil erosion. This would be pinned on the classroom wall to serve as a continuous reference for my learners. Subtopic number: the effects of soil erosion. About the effects of soil erosion, I would use photographs, field study, a video, and a poster. Here are some of the images that I would use, some of the pictures. I would basically use these photographs to allow students see the visible destruction caused by erosion, like this one showing like this one showing desertification, water pollution, destruction of crops, destruction of infrastructure. Then, for my learners who enjoy the hands-on, we would have a fieldwork to facilitate real-world observations. This would happen basically after the introduction. I would take my learners to Senyange Hills, which is near St. Henry's College, Tovu, where I stay, that is prone to soil erosion. I would equally show my learners another visual aid of a video showing erosion taking place. This video would help my learners to visualize the effects of soil erosion as it occurs in the real world setting. I would bring in this video towards the end of my lesson to kind of make a summary. You can see that was captured in Mbale due to the heavy rains. The soil started moving downwards, destroying the crops, the forests, the infrastructure. Basically, the road was also covered. Had any human being been around, he would also have been swept. Livestock could have also been swept if it was around in that zone. And down the valley, you will see that the runoffs destroyed the water. The water was polluted in the river down there. To sum it up, a poster would also be brought in, which would be pinned on the wall for future reference, and this would be pinned at the end of the lesson so that my learners are able to refer to it. About the control measures, one, I would use a realia of plant roots and leaves to show the learners that these leaves are very vital in reducing the speed at which the water, the rainy droplets, will land on the ground, and how vital these plant roots are in holding the soil particles together. Two, I would use photographs to show the learners how we can control soil erosion, and these pictures will enable my students to relate control measures to real-life situations. This would be used throughout the lesson. This one shows mulching, agroforestry, grass and cover cropping, terracing, and contour plowing. I would also use infographs to teach my learners about the control measures of soil erosion. These infographs, they are visually appealing and summarize key information concisely. That one shows the agricultural practices that can help in combating soil erosion. Here is another one, and there is another one on how to reduce construction erosion. I would equally use a field study. I would take my learners to a plot in school that is mulched, where there are some few terraces to help those who enjoy hands-on activities. Thank you for listening to me. I remain Muhindo Landers. Thank you. God bless you.